Hello, everybody. I wanted to take just a few minutes to go over part two of your final project. Um, I had created a short video for part one, and several of you said that that was helpful in terms of kind of knowing what the expectations were and how to set that up. So I wanted to do the same thing for part two. So I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I don't want the video to be super long and hard to get through for everyone. But if you have any other questions, please reach out to me and let me know. Obviously, there's a section in your final project folder that has all this information and has the link for part two as well. So that will give you more information. So the purpose of part two, now that you've done part one, which was basically like, what are your goals and what do you already know about your pathway? So that was, what are my assumptions? What do I kind of already know about that path that I'm choosing? So either you chose the transfer path and you're talking about the college that you're going to, or you chose the career path. Part two is like actually starting to learn about that pathway. So now you're going to try to learn as much as you can about that pathway. That may be talking to other people in that career or that's gone to that particular college or university. It's going to be doing some research. So you're going to be doing, some research on the on websites of colleges or looking at different career websites to get information. It might be watching YouTube videos. So now you're going to do as much as you can to actually learn about that career. And then you're going to explain this process that you've worked through to learn all this information. You're basically going to tell me the story of the research of this path. So it's not just going to be telling me the answers of what you find. I want you to actually tell me the story of what did you do? Did you meet with somebody that is a nurse to talk to her about what it's like to be a nurse? What did the two of you talk about? Did you watch a short YouTube video? What did you learn in the video? So I want you to really walk me through the story of what was your research process and then be as specific as you can about the information that you found. Obviously, you need to be very well organized in all of your thoughts and ideas, and you have to give citation or give credit to anywhere you find information. So if you're taking information from another source, you have to give credit for that so that you're not plagiarizing. So here's what the format of this part is going to look like. So part two, you're going to have an introduction paragraph, you're going to have 3 to 4 body paragraphs, and then you're going to have a conclusion paragraph. And then before you turn this in for your final grade at the end, you have to have a works cited page. I would recommend that you work on that works cited page as you go. So as you're pulling information from the internet, take note of what websites you're using so that you can easily go back in and create this works cited page. If you do not keep track of those sources, it's going to be very difficult later to go in and do that. So this is the format of what the essay is going to look like, and you're going to need that works cited. So then the next couple of slides, I've just given you an example from student A to kind of show you what that's going to look like. So introduction, explain your goal and why it's important to you. This is kind of similar to what you already did in the assumptions in part one. So you might want to pull some of that information of what you said of why you're choosing that pathway and why it's important to you. Okay. So that you'll write the introduction. Then your body paragraphs are going to explain what research you did, how you found it, what you learned. You're going to focus on, who was helpful to you. Was there certain people you talked to? Was there specific websites you used? And then you're also going to give the specific facts that you found out about your pathway. So what did you find out about that college and that university? What did you learn about life there? What did you learn about what programs they offer? What kind of student clubs can you participate in? Do they have athletics? Same thing with the career. What did you learn about the career? What are the hours like? What's the salary like? What are the benefits? So you're going to tell the facts and the details about your career. And then you're also going to tie this into your assumptions. Does this fit with what you thought that you knew about the career? So if you're choosing nursing and you already kind of had some preconceived notions about what it means to be a nurse, did what you find fit with that? Or was there some things that shocked you? Was there some things that you didn't realize was a part of being a nurse, or some things that, you didn't realize that would be something that you had to do in that field? So you're going to need to tie all that into your body paragraphs. Okay, so again, example, body paragraph number 1, this student met with Kathy in career services. So that paragraph, she talks about meeting with Kathy, and she also talked to her student success coach, and they gave her some websites to look at. Paragraph 2, she talks about how she used some websites. She went to Illinois State University's website and learned different information specifically about her major on the website. And then paragraph 3, she talked about her assumptions and how, one of the things that she was shocked about was how much tuition at Illinois State was. She didn't realize it was going to be so expensive. And then your last paragraph is going to be your conclusion. You're just going to wrap up your final thoughts. What is your final thoughts still about your pathway? Do you still feel like you're going to go this direction, or are you starting to question that you might do something differently? And then talk a little bit about what are your next steps? Like what do you need to do from kind of right now as a high school student to get to that next step? Are you going to go straight to that college or university? Are you going to a community college first? Are you going straight into the workforce? Do you plan on doing an internship maybe first, or whatever the case may be? So that's what your conclusion is going to focus on. And then, like I said, you have to have these in-text citations and the works cited page to give credit for any information that you're taking. And this is MLA format. If you're not familiar with how to do MLA citations, please let me know so I can help you. There's several different websites out there that can help as well. And so I'll post those in Blackboard so that you have some resources. I'm sure you could also ask your high school English teacher for assistance, to give you some pointers in terms of those citations. But you do have to make sure you're following correct citation, both in the essay and then at the very end when you're creating your works cited page. Okay, and we'll talk more about this. This is one of those websites I use all the time. It's Al Purdue, and so this will give you information on how to cite things. And we will talk in more detail about that, but I've tried to give you some examples of how to set that up and some specific, like common citations that you would be using, like a book or a website or an article. I think I might have given you how to do an interview. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns on this, please let me know. If anything else I need to go through with you, I will, but use this video in combination with the actual assignment link itself that gives you a little bit more detail of like specific things to look for in both of your pathways. I think that will help you, and work on that. This is due by the end of the month, so please pay attention to due dates as well.